My goodness, what a fascinating weather story, though, that's been unfolding there. We still, of course, are in the chill. Where you look right now, it feels like 9 in New York, 7 below in Binghamton, a wind chill of 5 below in Pittsburgh. The actual temperature there, 11. It's 21 in New York. Here, too, we're talking about that warm-up where we've had, as over the last couple days, of course, the big dip in the jet stream, and that's going to give way a little bit, just enough this weekend, that from the southeast and the Gulf all the way to the Midwest and the Northeast, you're going to be 15 to 25 degrees above average. Knowing that already January average high temperatures are still on the low side, that's pretty significant. So then you even get into early next week, and that really kind of hangs out. So tomorrow we're above freezing in New York, Burlington, Buffalo, we're right there, Pittsburgh at 37 degrees. But you can see by Saturday the concern where now you're pushing well to near 50 degrees or the upper 40s in through much of the Northeast and New England. And by Sunday, near 50 in New York and Boston, 53 in D.C. We're at 38 in Buffalo and 43 in Pittsburgh. So you can see how that prolonged period. And again, on top of that, seeing some rainfall early next week. D.C. as an example here, temperatures will remain mild, but wetter weather on. And there you go. Some great things to think about right now or in the next 7 days, as we'll have a big fluctuation in temperatures. Still in the chill, though, so some good energy saving tips to use today in the east, where, you know, we are going to get above freezing in Atlanta. That will feel wonderful, but we still have a few sub-freezing mornings to go, that's for sure, before we can really talk about the extensive warm-up on the way. By tomorrow, we're going to turn our attention to the west, where we have that storm moving in. It's going to bring some snow and some rain, and in areas that maybe have missed out on some of the snowstorms recently. By Saturday, though, it is all about the warm-up. We're clearing 50 degrees almost in New York, getting there in Boston, and on top of that, the sunshine. That changes on Sunday as we see this system push off to the east. Notice a big area of snow from the plains, and then we'll be watching the threat for thunderstorms across parts of the south, including Dallas on up into Little Rock. By Monday, that rain threat all the way up to Michigan and western New York State, along with parts of the south that we're just getting out of the big chill and still dealing with the snow on the ground. Now we've got temps into the 60s and rain falling. By Tuesday, could be a bit of a mess and through the interior Northeast, but the I-95 corridor clearing up through Portland just about on the rainy side. To the west, we get a bit of a break before watching that next storm system move into the west with more rain and snow. But good to see that sunshine. I
just want to say that's a horrible idea.
Horrible, horrible.
Don't even think about it.
But you know,
yeah. Okay.
I'll say it. They were young boys, you know, teenagers.
Yes, I get it. I was one once.
I know. I
still am in some ways.
That's true. But you know, the sun is trying to get to work.
Yeah, it's trying.
It's an uphill battle in some places where there's that fresh snow.
On the visible satellite pictures, we can see that fresh snow. Maria kind of outlined it there. See that white appearance here in the picture? Snowpack in North Carolina. In Durham, North Carolina, they got almost 10 inches of snow. So it's not just a little. It's not just a little bit. It's actually quite a bit. It's got some depth to it, and it's going to do a number, I guess that's no pun intended, on the forecast highs, because where you see that snow, it will likely remain in the 30s, but outside of it, you'll probably get well into the 40s like in Columbia.
And that's going to leave that chill for tomorrow morning, too. It's still going to just a few degrees colder in those spots.
So the snowpack, it impacts the local climate very significantly, and it can throw away your forecast numbers unless you're familiar with what it can do and how it does it, because the snow will keep it colder locally than without it, and here's one of the reasons why. All
right, so you're talking about the radiation, what's reflected back, what's not, and the snow, that heat radiation bounces right back off of it. Very reflective.
Exactly. A lot of what warms the earth comes from the visible the visible radiation from the sun, and with no snow, a lot of that can get absorbed in the ground, but with the snow, it goes right back out. So you're not able to warm the ground really at all when you have a snowpack. I mean, a little bit, but not a lot. And so you end up being colder than without the snow.
All right, but overall, temperature-wise, you look ahead, and it tells that story.
Oh, yeah.
Warming up.
Snow's be gone very quickly in a couple of days, certainly in North Carolina. And looking toward the last week of the month, it's likely to be way above average in many of these places. And I think some of these numbers are probably underdone, but we're talking 40s and 50s across places that are now in the 20s.
You're a hero, just with these numbers, underdone or not.
Mother Nature is the hero.
All right, Dr. Postel, thank you.